Okay, so let's unpack this today. We're doing a deep dive into some pure lyrical philosophy, really, analyzing the core themes, and it's especially the central metaphor in Alison McLean's song, The Gatekeeper.
Hmm.
And the source material itself, it's kind of unique. It uses this intense, almost mantra-like repetition.
Right. It really drives the point home.
Exactly. It establishes this really deep psychological state. So our mission for you listening is to sort of cut through that repetition a bit and pull out the essential contradiction.
Which is pretty stark when you lay it out.
It is. It's this feeling of having total internal authority, but also at the same time feeling completely lost. We're digging into, mental struggle, self-control, and that constant search for some kind of inner guidance.
Yeah, what's really compelling, I think, is how that repetition hits you immediately. It sets up the sheer weight, the constancy of the feeling she's describing.
It's not just a bad mood then.
No, absolutely not. This isn't fleeting. The song suggests this internal struggle is like a cycle, a core theme defining the person's whole experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And the lyrics just drop you right into that paradox, don't they? They state pretty clearly, no inner guide.
Mm-hmm. Very blunt.
But then almost in the same breath, they hit you with, we are the gatekeepers of our own mind.
It's quite the setup.
It really is. It's like, here are the keys to the castle, but oh, by the way, the map. Totally missing.
Right. And that creates this huge psychological pressure point, doesn't it? How can one person be both? The supreme authority, the gatekeeper, and also the one who's completely lost inside.
In the exact same space.
Yeah, in the same internal landscape. It's fascinating.
Okay, so let's start with that feeling of being lost, the traveler part. The song grounds us right away in that conflict, uses these really raw phrases like, the struggle is real.
You feel it instantly.
And I can feel inside. It's immediate. You recognize that internal dissonance, that friction.
And it sets up the vulnerability, I think. You need that honesty first for the rest of it to land. It's like taking stock internally, acknowledging things are tough.
Yeah.
And what's striking is how specific the difficulty is. It's not just, general sadness or stress. It's framed as a lack of direction.
Right, those twin deficits she mentions. The sense of direction is missing, and it leads to that really stark line, no inner guide.
Mm-hmm.
It's like admitting total navigational failure inside yourself.
And if you think about that in the bigger picture, the lyricist seems to be saying that feeling lost, well, that might be the baseline reality for a lot of us. The guide is absent, so the journey inside is just inherently messy, maybe even chaotic. And the fact that she repeats it, no inner guide, again and again.
Yeah, hammers it home.
It reinforces that this isn't just a temporary state. It might be the default setting we're working with.
Okay, so if being lost, if the struggle is the baseline, what are we given to manage it? Because that's where it shifts, right? Just as we admit we're rudderless.
Boom, responsibility lands.
Yeah, we get handed the keys with that central metaphor, we are the gatekeepers of our own mind.
And that's the critical point.
Yeah.
It flips the script. You're not just passively experiencing chaos anymore. Suddenly, you're the active manager of it.
The ultimate responsibility.
Exactly.
And if you really break down what that means, being the gatekeeper psychologically, it's huge.
It's immense.
The mind's bouncer, its editor, its border control, You're deciding what thoughts get in, what fears, what external stuff, judgments, which ones get kicked out.
It's a constant job of maintenance, of policing those borders.
Yeah.
It is. And maybe that's where the power feels less like empowerment and more like sheer exhaustion.
Interesting point.
Think about it. If your main job is constantly filtering, controlling, maintaining the boundaries of your entire mind, this huge administrative task,
Right.
how much energy is actually left over to figure out where you're going, to plot a course?
So does being the gatekeeper actually prevent you from finding direction? Or does it just use up all the resources?
That's the question it raises, isn't it? Does the duty of gatekeeping consume the very energy you need to find that sense of direction? It reframes the role.
Yeah, it does. It's not just strength then, it's like a necessary burden. The internal police officer is just too busy keeping the peace.
Exactly. Too busy keeping the peace to worry about where the city's actually headed. That's the paradox. You have the power, deciding what gets in, but you also have the confusion not knowing where to go once you're inside.
The responsibility doesn't automatically grant you wisdom.
Not at all.
Okay, speaking of being inside, let's talk about how the lyrics describe that internal environment, because we get these two really interesting, almost opposing images of the mind. First, it's called a playground of adventure.
And that word playground, it's so evocative, isn't it? It suggests like unlimited space, No strict rules.
Freedom.
Freedom, exactly.
Huh.
Psychological flexibility. And then adding adventure on top. That implies risk, discovery, potential. It paints the mind as this vibrant, unbound place, full of possibilities.
Sounds great. But then, immediately, the song contrasts that amazing, unstructured freedom with this deep desire for something measurable, for clarity.
Right.
The search for an inner GPS that's hard to find.
And there's the tension. You've got the playground, all this wild, unstructured freedom rubbing up against the need for the inner GPS, this longing for reliable external style structure, but applied internally.
It's like the creative self versus the logical self, maybe?
Could be. The mind wants to run wild,
Yeah.
but the person inside desperately wants a map, needs that certainty.
And the difficulty is key there, isn't it? It's not that the GPS is completely missing, it's just hard to find.
Yes.
So why is that structure so elusive inside this big adventurous playground?
Well, maybe. Maybe if the mind is truly a playground of adventure, then looking for a single fixed guidance system is kind of fighting its nature. A GPS assumes you know the destination, right? There's a defined road to get there. But a playground, that's about exploration, trying new things, maybe getting lost and finding something unexpected.
So the freedom itself makes the clear path harder to see.
It could. If the gatekeeper you insists on maintaining that freedom, that sense of boundless possibility, then by definition, finding one definitive path becomes harder. You're navigating potential, not fixed points.
So the gatekeeper has this really tough job. Keep the playground open and exciting, but also try and find a rigid map within it.
It's an unenviable task.
That feels like a really key insight for you, the listener. Maybe sometimes the reason you can't find the path isn't because you're failing, but because your inner world is meant to be complex. It's built for adventure.
Exactly. It sort of validates that feeling of being pulled in different directions.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a flaw. It might just be the design of that internal playground.
Okay, let's circle back quickly to the structure. We mentioned the repetition earlier, the whole cycle. The struggle, being the gatekeeper, searching for the GPS, it repeats, what, 5 full times?
Yeah, 5 full stanzas and then a bit more at the end. And that repetition, it's not just filler, is it? It's not just an artistic choice.
No, it feels functional.
It's brilliant, actually. It perfectly mirrors how our minds often work, doesn't it? Think about rumination or anxiety loops or those thoughts that just keep coming back.
Oh, excellent.
The struggle, the paradox, you don't solve it in one go. It cycles endlessly sometimes. The structure itself forces you to feel that persistence.
So the journey itself, finding the GPS while managing the playground, has to be done again and again. Daily, maybe. Hourly, even.
Perhaps. It elevates the whole thing from just a problem to solve to more like a defining condition of being conscious. We're constantly in that state, struggling, gatekeeping, searching.
Continuously.
It's just the process is the point. I mean, maybe the real work of being the gatekeeper is maintaining those boundaries while continuing that search for direction, even if it feels endless.
So when we boil it all down, what's the takeaway here? It seems like these lyrics offer us a framework, maybe, for accepting that internal dilemma we all kind of share.
I think so.
That we have this ultimate authority over our minds, our thoughts, our boundaries. We are the gatekeepers.
The power is real.
But having that power doesn't automatically mean we get the instruction manual for life, right? We control the system, but we don't just magically know the way forward.
And maybe there's some comfort in that contradiction. It allows for both things to be true at once. You are powerful, and you can also be deeply confused or lost.
Yeah,
It's okay for both to exist simultaneously.
right. Okay, that brings us towards the end.
Yeah.
So the two big takeaways from the gatekeepers seem pretty clear. First, that internal struggle, that search for direction, it's real, it's constant, maybe even a defining feature of having a mind.
Yep, that's one.
And second, you, the listener, you are the ultimate authority there. You're the gatekeeper of your own mind. And that mind is described as this playground of adventure.
Absolutely. And maybe here's a final thought, something for you to chew on later.
Okay.
If that ultimate guide, that inner GPS, is so genuinely hard to find,
Yeah.
and you are the gatekeeper, the one controlling access to every part of your inner world.
Perhaps the deepest struggle isn't just about finding the one right path. Maybe it's more about the constant difficult choices you have to make as the gatekeeper. Deciding which parts of your own internal playground need to be maybe quarantined because they're just noise or distraction, and which parts need to be encouraged, explored, really set free. What do you let in? What do you lock away inside yourself?